What if one unexpected event, a severe illness, a death, a family emergency back home, or a sudden job loss will wipe out everything you've worked so hard to build? Would you be prepared?
For many immigrants, the answer is obviously no. And that's why GoFundMe has sadly and unfortunately become the safety net for far too many of us when emergencies strike, which can sometimes shift the burden onto others not prepared for it.
But what if you could have a solid financial safety net, a plan that protects you and your loved ones from the unexpected, a smarter way to protect yourself and grow your money at the same time?
In this video, we'll show you the immense benefits of this financial safety net, why it's often overlooked, what it actually is, and how you can set up one today before it's too late.
Knowing about this safety net changed the way we thought about our financial future, and it could change yours too. My name is Christine, and this is my beloved
Wachuku, Vidal Wachuku.
We are licensed financial professionals who have built this safety net for our family. Now we are here to help you do the same.
Now, picture acrobats performing on a high rope. They're laughing, they're fearless, bouncing around on the rope because there's a safety net below them, and they know that fact. That net gives them the confidence to risk performing on the rope, knowing that even if they fell for any reason, they would be protected.
Now, imagine using a rope without a safety net. One wrong move could lead to a devastating fall.
Folks, life is like an acrobat performing on ropes. We are all working hard, very hard. We are chasing our dreams, providing for our families on the rope of life. But without a safety net, one unexpected event could bring everything crashing down like Humpty Dumpty, who fell.
That's exactly why having a financial safety net is so important. It catches you when life takes an unexpected turn and quietly builds your wealth in the background.
Here's why this safety net that we are talking about here is different. It isn't just about saving money, it's about growing it with peace of mind. It's accessible when you need it. Tax-free, not those words. And penalty-free. There are no age restrictions or waiting periods for you to withdraw your money.
Think of it as your family's shield, ready to catch you when life throws you a curveball, while steadily growing in value as you focus on other things that matter to you.
Now, building a financial safety net isn't complicated at all or out of your reach. It's just about taking that crucial first step, no matter how little, but faithfully committing to it. That way, you can secure your future.
You might have begun to wonder, what is this safety net? Just hang on for a moment. Let's first show you the great benefits it has to offer.
Now, these benefits and this safety net is actually hidden in plain sight. You would want to know that only about 20 to 30% of Americans know about it and actually have it. But here we go. Here's why it's so powerful, helpful, and a must-have. First, it's beyond the long arms of Uncle Sam. You know what I mean? You know what we mean there. Your money grows without being taxed.
and you never lose money, even when the stock market dips. Why? Because your money is not put into the stock market.
You can easily access your funds for emergencies, like those God forbid illnesses while you are alive. What you can take out is more often much higher and much more than you have actually contributed.
You can take out money anytime without penalties. This is unlike your 401k, which slaps you with a 10% penalty if you withdraw the money before the age of 59 and a half. Or you're even forced to take out the money once you reach the age of 73. If not, you pay a penalty equal to half of the amount you failed to withdraw that year. That's a very huge penalty.
Wow. Well, this plan allows you to leave a legacy for your family. Again, we come back to this crucial fact: completely tax-free. The scriptures, for those of you who are Christians, states that a good man, and by implication a good woman, leaves an inheritance for not just his children, but also his children's children. Importantly, this plan pays you extra money on your savings, and this is called compound interest. Not simple interest, compound interest.
And compound interest just means that you earn money on the money you save and then earn more money on the interest it yields. We usually pay others compound interest when we pay student loans, car payments, and mortgages, meaning you pay interest on both the principal amount and the accumulated interest over time. And this is why these payments can be so significant. You just borrow a little and yet you're paying thousands or hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, just like us, we just paid off our car notes. And I recollect that when we went in to get that car, I did ask that, if I wasn't financing this car and I was just walking in to purchase this car, how much would it cost me? And at the time they said it would have been about 21K, 21,000. But you know what I ended up paying? Over 30K. We paid compound interest. But with this plan, you get to keep and grow that extra money for yourself. You don't pay it to the car vendors.
So did you know that John D. Rockefeller, I'm sure you must have heard about him, one of the wealthiest men in history. He used this plan to create a trust that grew and preserved his family's wealth for generations. Walt Disney also leveraged his own plan, a similar plan like this, when he wanted to fund Disneyland, and all the banks were not willing to loan him money to start an amusement or entertainment park.
And here's something even much more surprising. The banks themselves, the very institutions we trust with all our money, our savings, and everything, hold over 200 billions with a big B in cash value in these plans. They use these plans what? To leverage and take care of their employee benefits and other things. And it also helps to guarantee their rating in the financial world.
Yes, and this list doesn't stop here. Countless others have used these plans to secure their future. Yet in our immigrant communities, they appear out of reach, not because we can't access them, but because no one has told us they exist. This lack of knowledge has left us behind while others use it to build generational wealth.
We have fortunately assisted quite a number of fellow immigrants to create this safety net, tailored to their unique needs. Our own immediate family has fully embraced this plan. Our children, even our grandchildren, all have it.
And because this plan is so versatile that it can be used in so many other areas in addition to what we have already said, it's a legacy we have chosen to build, ensuring no one will love is left vulnerable or behind. And we want to help you do the same.
But there's one catch. You have to qualify. Not everyone does. That's why we encourage you to start now, while it's still an option. Let me share a sad story about why this plan is so important to act now. There is this colleague of ours, just last week Tuesday, when we were having a meeting, she told this very sad story of a good friend of hers, bosom friend of hers. She had been trying to tell her friend about this plan, encouraging her to take this plan, encouraging her to take, even if it's a small amount. Her friend had the means and could have taken it. And according to her, she was living a good life, looking good, buying stuff and everything. She said, take this plan. You can never tell the day it will come in handy. And to cut a long story short, she said that as of November last year, 2023, they had dinner together. And she started mentioning this again to her friend. And her friend immediately stopped her and said, don't go there again. In fact, it looked like this was beginning to actually create some tension between them. So she held her peace. And in December, they usually used to communicate, but in December, they didn't really communicate that much because she didn't want a situation where it would be that, okay, here she goes again with this talk about this plan. January this year, 2024. And the son of this her friend calls her to say, hey, mommy is very sick. And probably daddy would want to speak with you about what's going on with mommy. Apparently, the mother was around. So the mother just said, no, give me the phone. Let me talk with her. So the mother took over the phone from him and spoke directly with this colleague of ours. And she said she tearfully told her that she was sick, very sick. And her friend asked her, what happened? I just saw you in November. What is it that has happened over this period? And the response was that she was recently diagnosed with late-stage cancer. What? Our colleague screamed. I can't believe it. I'm coming over to see you. So she drove over straight to go see her friend. And when she got there, even seeing her, she saw how she was and knew that really something had gone terribly wrong. And as they were talking, the friend just clutched her by the arm and said, that thing you've been telling me about, can I still get it? And her friend, our colleague, replied and said, oh, I'm so sorry. It is a bit too late in the day. It's almost like you purchasing a brand new vehicle and you drove out with it without insuring it. Then you get into a car wreck and you call the insurance company and say, hey, I want to insure my vehicle. Will any insurance company touch you at that point in time? No, they would not. Because you did not take this plan when you ought to have taken it. Because this is not a plan that you get when you need it. It's actually a plan you get well ahead of when you need it. Mm-hmm. And this is the sad case. The sad case is that ultimately this friend died. But you know what? Even to bury her, they had to go to do GoFundMe. And she said out of 89 people that contributed to that GoFundMe, you know how much they got? Just a little over $4,000 from 89 people who contributed. Whereas if she had this plan, it would have taken care of her and while she was still alive, taken care of, met all her needs, and it would have also taken care of her children. The two boys she left behind. In fact, our colleague said that now she is trying to help to take care of one of the sons. And this is something the plan would have taken care of. So, folks, this is a big reminder. This story is a big reminder of how crucial it is for you to secure your financial safety and future now while you still can. Don't wait until you need it, because by then it will be too late.
Here is a special message for you. If you've enjoyed this video and found value, yet are not subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Your support helps our videos reach more people and allows our channel to grow. Thank you for being a part of our community.
Now, another reason too many people wait until it's too late before taking this plan is that they assume that since it entails putting aside some funds on a regular basis, they can't afford it. They therefore think it's only for the wealthy. But is it?
In reality, it's not about putting aside huge sums of money. So it's not for the wealthy. It's about being consistent and starting with whatever you can afford. We've seen people prioritize new phones, cars over their future security. But what if we moved just a little of that spending to this plan, saving for something that matters much more?
Why people think it's for the wealthy? Yeah, the wealthy can put in much more. That's just the difference. But you can start from where you are. You see, some people keep postponing, not realizing that the cost of postponing and waiting could be fatal. Waiting until you are in crisis again or until you are in need of it only makes things harder and much more expensive. That is if you can even get it. Because at that point in time, you may be declined.
Exactly. And apart from all this that we have said, you get on the wrong side of compound interest at an older age. There's less time to benefit from its wonders. It may mean contributing more to get the same effect, which is what happened to me. If I had started in my 20s or 30s with this plan, contributing just $500, it might have achieved the same effect. But now I have to pay of a little over $1,000 for this.
I think the same is the same for both of us, for all of us, really, apart from the children and our grandchildren.
Because we are at an older age.
Yes. So, what is this mystery safety net that we've been talking about that hides in plain view? It is simply called Cash Accumulation Lifeline, otherwise known as the Index Universal Life Policy. Yes, you heard me correctly. It is a wonder plan that blows the mind, yet very true. No wonder Uncle Sam doesn't allow it to be talked about or advertised.
So how does this compound interest thing work? Let's say you put in a total of $100,000 into an account paying you compound interest. See how it gets compounded in the first 5 years. Right? Then in 10 years, your money would have grown to $259,000. In 20 years, you will have $672,000. In 30 years, you would have over $1.7 million. And in 40 years, you will have a whooping 4.5 million. In fact, over 4.5 million. That is why Albert Einstein says compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it.
Time is the driving force of compound interest. When you lose time, that's when it becomes too late. It's what you lose when you wait. Because like us, you may need then to contribute much more to get the same results as Christine just explained to you.
So to find out if you pre-qualify for this plan, click the link below to schedule your appointment. We will work with you to create a plan that fits your budget and your goals.
Folks, life is uncertain, but your financial future in this land, in this country, doesn't have to be. You came here in pursuit of the proverbial American dream. Let's help you build your financial safety net so you can not only achieve that dream that brought you across the oceans, but do so with certainty. You don't want to delay. Tomorrow may be too late. Don't be like our friends, our colleagues' friend. We don't want that. Now, this plan can also be beneficial to you, even if you plan to retire to Africa after all your struggles in this land. Click this video right here to learn how it's going to help you. See you there.